What you might not know about achievements and trophies is that a game developer has to include them in their game if they want it to release on the Xbox or PlayStation platforms. Some developers embrace this additional responsibility and come up with fun challenges or little in-jokes. Others, however, decide that this is a great opportunity to mess with their players, designing achievements that will trigger after doing something foolish, embarrassing, or particularly unskilled, and then sit forever on their gamer card as a permanent record of their failure. Here are 7 such unwanted achievements that were designed solely to mess with you. Enjoy, but do also beware spoilers for the following games.
So let me get this straight. Your mad humans are just drugs to be shipped around and sold off? Well, that's how things work, moron! It's a circle of life. We're just making the best of it. Be mad at evolution, not us.
High on Life from Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland's Squanch Games is a cross between a first-person shooter and being stuck on a flight next to someone with an annoying voice who won't stop talking.
Hey, I don't want to be annoying, but you could use me to get into the weapons crafting center. Hope that's not annoying to say or anything.
The aim of the game is to topple an intergalactic alien drug cartel who have started using humans as their narcotic of choice. You do this by assassinating their various lieutenants using a variety of talking weapons of varying levels of bearability.
So, what do you think Scrandle Labs is like? I know a little bit. I heard a bit, so I kind of know. But I'm just making small talk right now. I'm just trying to fill the.
I'll let you decide where this one ranks.
Don't get mad at me if what I'm saying isn't that interesting, because I'm doing my best here.
The penultimate bounty you'll undertake in the game is to eliminate Nipulon, the cartel's second in command, and an alien who really, really likes drugs.
Well, look who it is. The big bad bounty hunter. Finally paying me a visit.
He likes them so much, in fact, that he thinks the reason you're after him is maybe that you just haven't given drugs enough of a try, so as a favour to you, he floods the room with hallucinogenic gas.
Looks like it's really kicking in. Have fun.
Oh, God. He f***ing dosed us.
This obviously makes the rest of the boss fight a bit trickier, and does give Nipulon something of an advantage, even if he isn't quite on the level of a Psycho Mantis.
Alright, let's see how many hours you logged in Fortnite or Minecraft. Do you play those games? I'm trying to do a sort of Psycho Mantis thing. I can actually access the play data.
But he does strike one particularly savage blow by giving you an achievement mid-fight called Spent 15 Hours at the Alien Strip Club.
How you doing? Need some motivation to keep going? How about an award? Here, take this one that says you spent all your in-game playtime at an alien strip club. Oh, that's permanent, by the way. Everyone on your friends list can see that forever now.
No, there isn't an alien strip club in the game, and the game itself doesn't even take 15 hours to complete, but anyone looking at your gamer card who hasn't played High on Life doesn't know that, and will just assume that you're super into looking at naked aliens in video games. It's unavoidable too, so if you want to finish the game, you're going to have this on your permanent record. Man, this is Lollipop Chainsaw all over again.
Welcome to Spooky High. I'm Principal Giant Spider. We're a top-notch institution with lots of locations to visit, all of them great, like the gym, our many classrooms, the library and the auditorium, bathrooms. Well, our bathrooms are mostly great when they're not being set on fire, or flooded, or used as the stage for blood rituals. But mostly great bathrooms, yes.
In an excellent example of truth in video game titles, Monster Prom is a game in which you go to a school populated by monsters and attempt to get a date to the prom. It's a dating sim that is also a multiplayer party game where you and your friends attempt to woo various cryptids, helping and hindering each other and riffing Jackbox style in different mini-games as you go.
Alright, never mind, challenge time. Everyone pick a food.
Pineapple.
plausible?
Hot dogs.
I'll go with bottled water.
How plausible the chosen food would be as a vehicle for government mind control?
With all that being said, the aim of Monster Prom is still to prom those monsters, and in the original game there are 6 different monsters for you to try and date, from such classic archetypes as Wolf Guy and Sex Ghost.
Obviously, there has to be a mermaid princess, doggo dude, sex ghost.
Now, they say there's someone out there for everyone, but even in Monster Prom, that's not always the case. You can be rejected by your potential prom date. To be fair, I wouldn't know where to pin the corsage on a ghost. If you get rejected by every single dateable character in the game, not only will you feel bad, but you'll also unlock an achievement for how terrible you are at dating called the Best at Failing. But I'm the best at something, right? So that's good.
Hey there, I'm your host, Cookie, and I know what you're thinking, because I have psychic powers. Playing alone, are we? Don't worry, I'm here.
You Don't Know Jack is a video game version of a game show, ideally intended for you and a bunch of friends to play together to see who is the smartest.
Suppose Malcolm X were still alive and he decided to go bowling. It could happen. If Malcolm X were to bowl a turkey, what would be displayed on his lane's computer screen?
Or to see who is better at deciphering what the questions actually mean, I guess would be more accurate. But what if you don't have any friends? Or it's just hard to get them all together to play a game of You Don't Know Jack? Well, don't worry, because the game also has a single player mode, so you can play on your own if you want. Except actually do worry, because if you own the 2011 Xbox 360 or PS3 version of You Don't Know Jack, and you play 5 solo games on a Friday or Saturday after 7 PM, you will unlock an achievement called Social Outcast, a permanent damning indictment of your social life that will live forever on your Xbox gamer card and PSN profile. Absolutely brutal. I guess I really don't know Jack. Or anyone else who'll play this game with me.
Not every platforming game character can go on to be as popular as a Sonic the Hedgehog or a Mario. Spare a thought for the lesser known characters such as Rystar or Blinks, or heaven forbid, Bubsy the Bobcat.
I knew I should have taken that left turn at Uranus! Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
To their ranks, we must also add Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, an Australia-centric platformer in which you play the eponymous tiger as he tries to gather things called thunder eggs in order to defeat an evil cassowary.
My dinosaur ancestors were here first, you stinking furry mammal opportunists.
It was 2002, people. You could have been playing Vice City. Anyway, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger was apparently popular enough to get a remastered version that came complete with achievements and trophies, most of which would prove to be embarrassing because they proved that you'd played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. But there was one in particular put in just to mess with you if you managed to screw up in the game's hub world, the Rainbow Cliffs.
Welcome to Rainbow Cliffs, mate.
There aren't any enemies in the Rainbow Cliffs, so it's almost impossible to hurt yourself here. I say almost because you can take fall damage, as well as hurting yourself on fire. And if you manage to take enough damage to kill yourself, you get an achievement called Not Your Proudest Moment, just so this monumental act of boneheadery is immortalised for all time. Actually, I'd say playing Ty the Tasmanian Tiger was not my proudest moment, but I guess it's much of a muchness at this point.
The Last Guardian is centered around the relationship between a young boy and his giant monster friend, a big eagle thing called Trico. But don't worry, Trico is the least intimidating monster ever, having, as he does, the face and inquisitive nature of an adorable puppy. Seriously, look at this guy. The only thing he's endangering is the world's supply of tummy rubs. And I'm sure the game's Japanese title, Hitakui no Owashi Toriko, which literally translates as the large man-eating eagle Trico, is nothing to worry about. Anyway, as you play The Last Guardian, you'll find yourself growing attached to your big furry friend, playing with him, feeding him, and watching what he gets up to when you leave him to his own devices. If you're too curious about Trico's activities, however, you might find yourself accidentally watching him during one of the randomly assigned periods where he goes to the bathroom, defecating balls of gross green liquid that, if I'm honest, kind of take the shine off the whole cute puppy act he's got going on. What makes it 10 times worse, though, is if this does happen to you as you accidentally swing the camera around, you also unlock a trophy called the Call of Nature, so that no one will be in any doubt as to the fact that you watched a massive eagle cat thing take a sh**. I guess it's better than not seeing him do it and then inquisitively picking up the balls, though. Glad there isn't a trophy for that.
As with all kinds of horror, there are different levels of video game horror. There's the fun spookiness of something like Luigi's Mansion, Mario, the survival horror of a Resident Evil, and the psychological horror of an Outlast. I'm not sure where I'd classify Amnesia in this list, because this is a game in which Lovecraftian monstrosities lurch at you out of the darkness while the music goes buck wild in the background. Maybe just the most horror? I think that works. Anyway, it might be that you find all this horror a bit much and decide after booting up Amnesia for the first time that in fact all this eldritch horror isn't 100% your cup of tea. And if this were any other kind of medium, that would be fine. If you were watching TV or reading a book, you could turn it off or put it down and no one would be any the wiser that you'd taken the coward's way out. But Amnesia, being a video game, is able to brand you more permanently as someone without the strong constitution required to deal with its various horrors. As you'll find out if you start a game of Amnesia: The Dark Descent, watch the first cutscene.
My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair.
And then decide that this is too scary and quit the game immediately after the cutscene, you will receive an achievement called Nope, which shows everyone who's interested exactly how long it took for you to bail out of the spooky horror game. To be fair, that was terrifying. He said he lived in Mayfair. The rent must be astronomical.
Superhot is a quirky first-person shooter in which time only moves when you do. It started life as a browser game back in 2013, came out properly in 2015, and then got a VR version in 2017, which was good news if you liked immersing yourself in the game's unique world, and bad news if you're the Baltimore 14-year-old who lost his balance and fractured his kneecap while playing it. As evidenced by that story, and as is recommended for any VR game, it's usually a good idea to take breaks while playing. However, Superhot VR specifically encourages you to not do that by including an achievement for completing the game in a single sitting. Or rather, standing. This is VR we're talking about. Bear in mind that Superhot is a game that can take you over 3 hours to complete. Over 3 hours is a very long time to wear 3D glasses on your head, James Cameron, let alone an entire VR headset, so it's both unpleasant and medically inadvisable to ask people to do that just so they can get all the achievements in your game. That being said, there are Superhot superfans out there who want to prove their loyalty to their favourite game, so no doubt plenty of people have pulled off this grueling feat, at which point they're rewarded with their achievement and find out that it is called What Is Wrong With You? Well, a lot of things now, Superhot. Eye strain, neck soreness, fractured kneecap, of course, poor spatial awareness, beginnings of carpal tunnel, I think, a sort of looming sense of dread. Didn't have that before.
Welcome to the end of the video where we run out of script, like a train coming off the tracks, and then I have to improvise. Well, lucky for you, I'm great at that, and I have 2 videos to recommend you. This one is a rare and exotic exclusive from Outside Extra, in which we all play Garfield Lasagna Party, I believe it was called.
pretty much what it was called, yeah.
For a straight hour, and you can watch that unedited over at Outside Extra. As far as I know, and I haven't looked into it, it's the only Let's Play of Garfield Lasagna Party anywhere on the planet. So you got to check that out. And if not that, then why not this? An actual scripted video, you know, that we made here on Outside Xbox. It's one of those lists, you know, like the one you just watched.
Garfield free.
But I know you're going to go and watch Garfield, so...